Good morning to our live stream viewers. On field 2 we have a women's game coming up. Falcons versus Swift. I believe Falcons is from China and Swift is a Korean team. Now we do not have much information on these two teams, so it will be an interesting game hopefully. So do stay tuned to watch this matchup.
So in the Falcons team, there are a couple of Malaysian players as well as a Philippine player, and in Swift, there's two Americans and a Russian player as well. So that's an interesting sprinkle of players in this match up. So the poll from Falcons, I believe, is out to Swift, out of bound. So a break call was called. They are going to start the play on the break mark.
So just to introduce ourselves, ladies and gentlemen who are on the stream here today, my name is Jess and we have Reeves on the other side of this mic. We are your commentators for this game, Falcons versus Swift. And as you can see, we are just started with our first point for this game. And we have a D from Falcons.
Alright, Falcons picking up the disc, finding a player downfield, and there is a fumble over there. So a turnover with Swift having another chance of offense, starting at the sideline. Who will be punching in the first score? An overthrow here, right in front of the end zone. Will Falcons score this one?
Looks to me that one of the Falcons player are trying to call a stack end zone play. And they're still trying to find some options just by the end zone, and they managed to punch it through to one of their scorers. So that is 1-0 to Falcons. So yeah, for those who are just tuning in to our game today, thank you for the support. To the 9 of y'all that are watching this game right now, it's really great game to watch, as this is the women's division, and there was a score by Falcons by the and scored by Shen Tan. So they will be starting the point on D.
So Falcons have been joining our Malaysian tournaments in the past couple of years. I think it includes trio as well. Last year trio, they were also in the country on this very field as well. Alright, we have Swift on offense with a downfield throw. Just one step in before they make the score. Will they be patient enough to hold possession? They are indeed very patient on the Ds. seems like Falcons is putting up a zone against Swift. Nice attack on the disc. Julia on the mark from the Philippines, and there's an interception by Falcons. And it's a score by Swift right in front of the end zone. Also a good attempt on the layout D by the Falcon player. I believe that is Shannon.
So the score should be 1-1 at the moment, with 5 minutes into the game. Now a bit of a background for Falcons. I think mainly the team is actually from China, but we do have a couple of floaters in the team. Some familiar names for us are Julia, she's from Philippines, and we also have Zini Jehan from Malaysia. So now Swift with the opportunity for a break, or perhaps more for Falcons to score this one, and the pull goes up. And what a pull from the Swift team. Picks up by Falcons and swing to the sideline. Looking downfield and now resetting. And a nice slider attempt, and unfortunately she was fumbled there, and it's cost a turnover.
Kudos to her for really putting her body out there to try to save the disc. It's just unfortunate that they turn over. So now Swift has an offense chance. Let's see if they will get this goal. Oh, and there is a turnover from an overthrow. Now Falcons has the disc, sending down the sideline. Looking to center the disc. And a high release score from Falcons. Very nice.
Yeah, it seems to me that Falcons, they look like they play together quite often, and there is definitely that chemistry in this team as compared to Swift. Swift is still struggling to find their footing in this game, but we are still early in the game, so anything could happen later on. So Falcons with the pull, a little floaty, but it goes straight onto the middle of the field. And they're swinging to the sideline. They seem to not have much options downfield. They're just constantly looking for the swing options, which is always a good thing. and a big forehand hack to the back, and Swift managed to score that one. That was beautifully put by the Swift thrower. I'm pretty sure that they definitely saw her running to the end zone, and that's why she confidently put that beautiful hack down the field. So the score should be 2-2. Still, again, we don't know where this game is gonna go. It's really uncertain because we have no idea who these players are, how often do they train with each other. But I believe that they are slowly working their way up around the field.
Yes, that's right. It's a 50-50 game. We don't know who is going to take the lead here. However, it is an interesting and exciting game to watch still. Two very different teams that we are unfamiliar with, and it's always nice to just see players that we don't know play together. Now we have Falcons on the disc on offense. Oh, what a save, but there might be a down call. They are currently discussing. Falcons might be saying that she has possession of the disc, but we don't know what the perspective of Swift is. Alright, seems like the call has been contested, I believe. Now there's a big swing. Shot through the middle of the field, sending it back to the handler. Opening up the field is an upline throw. Oh, an interception by the Swift player, and there might be another call again.
So it looks like they're just discussing on a certain call. We're still unsure what's going on. We're waiting to see. But it seems that they might have just retracted it and continued play. So Swift with the disc going through the middle, swinging to the break side. Trying to find an option in the middle, but resets it. Looking downfield and a zippy throw and rolls it away from the catcher.
Actually, Jess, I am seeing some familiar faces over here on the Falcons team. Actually, a few of their handlers. I have personally played against them, and I believe you have too. Yeah, and it's just nice to see familiar faces returning back to our home ground in Malaysia. So for those that are just tuning in, this is the Trio Invitational 2026 happening at Equestrian Park Putrajaya. Now we have Falcons and Swift in the women's division playing on field 2. So Falcons just had a turnover with Swift on another offense chance.
Looks to me that they might be putting up a zone for Falcons, but it's quite loose, so Swift is able to get through the middle, trying to work their way from there, weaving through the defenders. Now they have to be a bit careful because there might be some double teaming happening. especially when there is a zone. Now Swift opens up the field to the other side and over to the back of the field, looking for the end zone. Someone to catch that, and Swift managed to get that point. So Swift is now up 3-2. So initially, we can see that it's a bit struggling for the Swift team. They were still trying to see what works, and especially in this weather, I think there are some wind conditions out there. So the disc seems to be floating a little bit more now. So they will need to really focus and look into their decision making. So yes, the earlier score was by Jimin from Swift, and now they are pulling to start by Songhua, I believe, was the puller. And Falcon picks up the disc, trying to find an option, but resets instead. A backhand throw to receiver and another backhand up line. That is, I believe, Jehan on the disc now. And overthrows just a little bit to the other hander. So Jehan is not really from Falcons. I believe she's a floater for this team, so there might be some adjustments needed. Now Swift with the scoring opportunity again, and they're really driving through this time. Songhua with the disc and an easy score, but unfortunately there is a call, so the disc has been brought back to Songhua. Yep.
So Songhua is a player that has been playing many different international tournaments. And there unfortunately is a turnover by Songhua, but she is nonetheless a very good female player out there, especially in the South Korea region. She has represented the country in beach tournaments, in grass tournaments, and it's also really nice to see her here playing with the other Korean ladies here. So now with Swift on another chance of offense and yet another overthrow. Will Falcons get this one? Falcons with a big huck and catch caught by Jehan. Players running deep. There has been a contact call, an uncontested contact call. Stall is starting on 0. There seems to be a little discussion there. There seems to be a discussion on where the players should be placed, or is there a call behind there that we're not seeing?
Yeah, it seems like there might be a call because the person on the disc is bringing the disc back to where she originally was. It looks like it might be retracted. We still are not sure. Yep, it is retracted. So the disc still stays with the person on the disc, which is Falcons. Falcons passing it back to a teammate and back to the hander and managed to score that one to Jehan, to assist to Jehan for the score.
And the score is now 3-3. Both teams are demonstrating great plays and great effort throughout the game so far. We have about 44 minutes left on the clock. That's 20 minutes into the game already. Just throughout today, the games all have +1, and this game could be anyone's game. So stay tuned to find out who will take this one. Alright, Falcons on the pole. A very nice floaty pull just past the break mark. Swift centering the disc. An inside float connected to the Swift receiver. Back to the handler. And another inside forehand. A forehand hug into the field, and unfortunately that was not connected. But that was a really good throw from the player to the receiver, maybe just slightly short. Just so slightly short.
Now it looks like they are setting up a vertical stack from Swift, and they're looking to punch it in, and she manages to put a backhand throw, and the player managed to score by layout score.
Wow, I think she scored on her knees actually. Her knees actually touched the ground inside the end zone right when she was scoring. That was a very great effort from her. So that was Ji Eun Lee from Swift with the layout score. She is also their main handler, it seems like. She has been dominating the play in that last point. Hopefully we can see more of that this game.
Yeah, from what I observed, she is quite patient when she's on the disc, but any opportunity, any open chance, she would actually just take it and throw that throw, especially in the end zone. Yeah, the conditions out there look pretty good, and if you are watching, we are actually at Equestrian Park Putrajaya in Malaysia. Now we're watching Falcons on the disc, trying to make a forward play, but they're just recycling their disc among the handlers and managed to throw a forehand throw into the end zone, but didn't quite connect there. Falcons is starting to seem like they're struggling to complete the final passes, but we'll see if this is okay. And they managed to put in that score. What do you think, Viz? Do you think it's a good matchup between Falcons and Swift? So far, they've been just neck and neck. Their score is just one a part of each other.
100%. Like the matchup has been incredible. I think both teams have definitely have the opportunity to take this game. We shall see furthermore to find out. I think, Jess, this is a game of execution. It's really a game of who makes lesser errors, who can connect the throws better. Don't you think?
Yeah, no doubt. I feel that both teams, they do have the throws, they do have the runners. It's just little adjustments that they have to make it work. So at the moment, they are leveled in their score. If they just be patient in swinging their disc, moving the disc forward, I think, yeah, they'll be able to do well. But it's a matter of who will do well in this game. So again, the throw went up too high and got intercepted by Falcons, and now got an opportunity to score, and very patient, very mindful of the defenders, and managed to see an open player and just makes an easy score. So now Falcons is taking the lead. It is now 5-4 Falcons.
Yep, as we can see, the thrower, the thrower right in front of the end zone, she was really patient on the Ds. Actually, she faked off a few of her teammates, even though they were actually opportunities. But she realizes the small window, and she don't want to take the risk, so she chooses to take a safer option there. So that score was by Xin Lu, assisted from Li Jingyi.
So far, both teams have seen few calls during this game, but it's always nice to see both teams competing hard while maintaining great spirit. Although there were some calls, but they were resolved fairly quick, and that's the beauty of Ultimate. And now a pull goes to Swift, and now swinging to the sideline, back to the center. Sangwa with the disc. Looks for the backhand option. Swift is being really patient now with the disc. And a second attempt to catch the disc. Amazing effort by Swift player as the play goes on. Looking for options up line. The flow is there, definitely better this round. Now they're swinging to the other side, opening up the field, and goes a high throw again. And see, Julia, are you able to catch that? No. Unfortunately, Swift had a better position to get the score.
얘기가 있다는 말을 이거는 저번에 포츠 한 둘, 셋, 네 명이야.
I think both teams are showing a lot of patience today on the disc. They're really turning over on the little execution errors there. If they can brush that off, honestly, I think this game could be either of them. They asked, right? So for viewers who've just joined us, this game has been incredibly tight throughout. The score is currently 5-5. So neither side has managed to build much of a lead, and that's reflected in how cautiously both teams are playing. Now we have Swift on the pole. That's a very beautiful pole there. Nice and floaty. Just past the break mark. And Swift managed to set up the defense right away. That really shows how important a good pole is. And there we go. Swift got the interception and an offense chance. An inside throw, and that is a score, a break score from Swift.
Now this game is really interesting because every point matters in the tournament like this. You want to get a good lead, but so far it has been quite difficult on both ends for both teams. So it is now halftime for this game. So the teams will have to mirror half now. So Swiss will be pulling, and it will be a chance for Falcons to be on O. So I'm just seeing the chats, the chat in our live stream. A lot of Korean fans today for this game. Really nice to see you guys on the chat supporting your favorite players. Unfortunately, our Korean is not usable. I'm not able to read any of your comments, but keep it going. We want the energy to keep going, and yeah, support your best players. And now Swift with the pull by Sanghwa goes right at the break mark. Falcon the disc and overthrows just a little bit, not being able to connect there. So Swift looking for an option. He throws quite a bit of a floaty disc there to Sanghwa, but manages to catch that effortlessly. They're playing recycling between the handlers, trying to open up the field. And Sanghwa running up line and missed just a little bit, just at the fingertips, unfortunately. So it is a turnover, and now back to Swift, but another interception by Swift players. They're still going, and can they score this one? An amazing layout score by the Swift player. Wow, it's just so amazing to watch these amazing women on the field today.
Yep, that's a very beautiful score by Sanghwa there. You can see that she's running up line, just lay out caught the disc, pancake caught the disc and score. Kudos to the thrower as well for really putting a nice float into the disc. That was a great score to watch. Now the score is 6-5 to Swift with 30 minutes left on the clock. And the pull is up to Falcons. Falcons picks up the disc, trying to center the disc. A nice slider to the player.
The possession for Falcons is looking a bit more up there, I guess. They are looking to hold the disc as long as they can because they do not want to give away this opportunity to score. So they are really just playing small balls at the moment, weaving through the middle and waving off all her reset options and sees the front. Now the player on the disc is looking to score and throws a high release backhand, and unfortunately the Swift player is able to read that and intercept. So it's back to the Swift player's hands. So like I said, Falcons should be holding possession as much as possible, and to really be patient with it. And now they have an opportunity to do it again. And it seems like there is no options. It's clogging up the space. They're just maybe 1 feet before the end zone line. See if they're able to score it, and they did. Lovely backhand crossfield put there to the scorer. But we are not sure. There might be a little call at the end zone. I'm not sure if it will affect any play or affect the score. But it seems that the team has put up the sign for score, so it is a valid score for the Falcons team.
Falcons has indicated their readiness to pull. And now we go. A big backhand pull to the other side of the field, right into the hands of the Swift player. This goes back to Sanghua. They're really playing the small ball here, right?
Well, I don't blame them. They want to cherish this as much as the Falcons do because, again, they're not very far apart. Their scores are just one score apart. So it's definitely advisable to play small ball. But if there's an opportunity like that to hack, why not? But unfortunately, the Falcons player, Shannon, has already taken away that space and managed to block that disc. So another scoring chance for Falcons. And again, they have to be really patient here. They do not want to let go of this opportunity to score. Again, amazing layout by Shannon. Very close there by the Swift player in the interception. And an amazing attempt to lay out score by Falcons ladies, and unfortunately she has caught an injury call. So the player has been replaced and the game has moved on. But yes, there was a minor injury stoppage earlier where an injured player has been subbed out by their own teammate, and we're able to continue the play. And unfortunately, there was a miscommunication by the Swift ladies. Seems like Sangwa wasn't that ready to receive it, so it was a turnover, and now Falcons on the disc. Really patient here, and unfortunately there was a miscommunication there. There were too many cuts happening at the end zone, and I think they were not sure who was going for it. So yeah, unfortunately it's another turnover.
I think games like this, especially in the end zone, it really requires a lot of communication and chemistry amongst the teammates as well. Oh, there's a turnover, a throw right into the defender's hands. Now we are right in front of the end zone. They are just right at the doorstep. And another high release from number 41 that is not connected.
Swiss defense at the end zone is looking really tight, and I think that's what they really want, is to really pressure Falcons into turning over, making that kind of throws in the end zone, and they managed to intercept that and read it so well. Again, back with the chance to attack on O for Swift. This point is getting quite long, I would say. It's a lot of turnovers, as you can see. Another turnover by the Swift, and there is a timeout call by Falcons. So I believe the timeout, they will be able to regroup and really just come together and discuss on their plays.
So both teams are working incredibly hard here, and nobody wants to back off on the disc. Everyone is really wanting this as much.
Yeah, this game has been incredibly tight throughout, and neither side has managed to really build a big lead on the score, and that's because that's reflected on how cautiously both teams are playing. So just like what we said earlier, they are really being patient and very cautious in their throws and their plays. But I believe this timeout is to really just for them to recollect their thoughts and regroup as a team, get a breather, and put in better execution of their plays.
Yeah, just like how Jess has mentioned that Swift's end zone defense has been really tight on Falcons, but likewise Falcons has also put up a very good defense against them. I think Swift is struggling to send the disc out of that end zone so far. They have been sending the disc right into the defenders' hands. Hopefully once this timeout is over, they have regrouped and will manage to send the disc out better.
So once the timeout call has ended, they get to start the game from where they ended, where they called the timeout. And unfortunately, there is a bit of a collision there. Looks like that is Shannon on the ground. She attempted a layout catch at the end zone, but hopefully she's doing okay. Looks like Shannon has called injury sub. Yeah, hopefully it's nothing serious for her, but we'll just give her some time to get the rest that she needs on the sideline. But the play goes on. So yes, there is still under 20 minutes to game. And again, we are still not sure where this game will go. So again, really patient here by the Swift players. They're gonna have to look to open up the field a bit more so that they are able to get more space for them to play. But it looks like Falcons is also putting up a big defense. They're doing a zone defense, in fact. And Swift is definitely struggling against that, struggling to find those spaces. And they managed to generate a turnover. So that is generally why people would play a zone. It's because they want those high throws, they want them to feel the pressure and causing that turnover. And Falcons managed to successfully generate that turn and score. So the score now is leveled again, 7-7.
Assisted by Fang Jiewu and scored by Si Yuan Bei.
Let's go, Falcons!
From Falcons. Once again, all of them are very hungry for the game and they really want this. The score has been so tight. Who will take this game? But I must say, the Falcons' zone defense was really they really put up a high pressure against Swift, and Swift is really struggling to send their disc out. Hopefully, they manage to find some momentum and get the disc out of the zone. And again, Falcons putting up a zone as it has been working for them. Ooh, right through the middle of the defenders. It seems like they have found a little bit of momentum playing against the zone that Falcons is putting up. Oh, unfortunately the disc went overhead and float a little bit too high up for the receiver. Now Falcons has a break chance. There seems to be a contested call, but we're not entirely sure what calls they are. And it's a score by Falcons. bringing the score to 8-7. In the last point, Falcons had many opportunities to score, but they haven't been able to convert it. Only after many different opportunities, they managed to score the last point, and it seems like this point, they found the momentum to sort of send it straight into the end zone.
Yeah, you're right. I think the timeout call was quite timely to help them really regroup and just rethink their strategies. And I think it's been working well for them as we can tell they scored 3 scores in a row. And the recent score was by Pei Wen, assisted by Shen Chan. So Shen Chan has been appearing a bit at the end zone a lot, assisting or scoring. Falcons taking a little bit of time here to call their line, but it seems like they're ready to pull, and pull goes up. Yeah, and Swift starts with the disc, centering the disc, looking for an option. Again, Falcons with the zone, pretty tight zone, as see they are really struggling to find the space and manage to D that. And Falcons looking up the backhand to score, and so close for the Swift to intercept into that score there.
With 2 defenders as well right there, and she managed to catch the disc with under pressure and take the score. Seems like Falcons is on a roll here. They are gaining their momentum and really making use of the momentum that they've gained to take down the last 4 points.
So far, I come to realize that Falcons has probably more athletic players with all the layouts and the runs, and I think they're finally finding their rhythm here, and they're putting up another zone because it has been working for them for the past few points. Swift has to get out the disc to the other side to open up the field. An amazing throw there. Manages to get to the sideline, and Sanghwa with the backhand throw to cross field and so close to the end zone, and manages to punch through that score. I think Falcons was a bit tired there after putting up a zone. When they managed to break their zone, they're unable to catch up to Swift players, and that is why Swift was able to put it so smoothly, so swiftly, you know.
Indeed, swiftly indeed. Right after the score, they really celebrated as they have not been able to take down the last 4 scores, and once they finally score by Moon Yang Bin, they had a tiny celebration in the end zone on the field, and that is very nice to see. We have slightly lesser than 10 minutes away from the game end. The score is currently 9-8 to Falcons.
Yes, and you can see Swift is very ready to take on this game as their spirit is still high up. They have a chance of winning this game and they're not giving up just yet. So Falcons on the disc, looking downfield, but there isn't quite many options there. And it gets to the player, but unfortunately it went down to the ground. And it's another turnover here. So Sanghwa has been quite an anchor to the team here. She's been making great plays, anchoring and providing those throws. And unfortunately that throw that she just made is too floaty, too high. Let's see if Falcons is able to connect this time. Backhand to the other side and a score. Oh, it could have been a score, but Julia unfortunately fumbled a little bit and was unable to score that. So there is an injury call by Swift. So it seems like both teams has been calling injuries stoppage. The weather might be a bit hot at the moment, and players are to be advised to be hydrated. Otherwise, they're gonna be having more and more subbing or injuries, which we hope will be lesser throughout the day. And here we go. We have a disc floating in the air and goes into Swift's player's hand, and another forehand score to Swift. And now we're back up. We're now leveled actually 9-9 for Falcons and Swift. Both teams are really hungry to get this game. And to win this game, they are going to need a lot of patience, and execution will need to be on point if they want to win this. So we don't have much time left on the clock. But it is very exciting because we still don't know who will actually win this game. And as you can see, the recent score by Swift was by Celeste. Now they're gonna pull. Big pull there by Swift. Falcons trying to swing up, finding the options. And they're gonna have to be very careful with their throws now because it's very tight game and both teams want it as bad as. And oh, a beautiful interception by Swift, and she read it so beautifully. She saw it coming and had a hand block on it. Very clean D. Now they're trying to look for options. I think the fatigue might be catching up on them, and the cuts are not coming up as fast as you would like and causing a turnover as well. And it goes to the Falcons' hands and it's a score. What I see is that whenever there's a turnover, Falcons do not waste any time to take that opportunity to just move the disc forward. When that happens, Swift is caught off guard and they're not able to catch up as a marker.
It's been a great showcase of Ultimate so far, with plenty of close games and some incredible individual efforts. Falcons with the pull, a big pull, nice pull there past the break mark. This centering to Sanghua. Sanghua opening up the field. Once again, Falcons putting up a zone. They are really trapping the Swift ladies at the sideline. Oh, what a nice cross. They're really making the defense work with all their throws. Opening up the field once again, sending it to the middle in weaving through the defenders. Back to Sanghua. Moving the disc again. Sanghua is really working hard with her reset handler to weave the disc through the defenders. Right through the defenders, a nice slider, hopefully that's in. And unfortunately that was out of bound and she could not manage to gain the possession of the disc. Now Falcons with a chance of offense, with Swift putting up a man mark. There's a little bit of a miscommunication there. Swift with a chance of offense, and it's a score for Swift. And with that, once again, the score is even with 10-10 to both teams. We are just about a minute and a half away from the game time end. And once that is over, there will be the +1 rule. So we will see who will take the game.
And the pull goes up into Falcons' hands. A lovely backhand throw there. Resets to the hander, looking to swing. Seems like there is an injury call there by Falcons. I was going to say the Swift defense, they're doing like a poachy man defense now. I think they're switching up a little bit to put on more pressure onto Falcons. And as you can see on the screen, the time has ended, so this will be their game to 12, so meaning first team to reach the 12th point will win this game. And the hut goes up, and will the Swift player get it? And unfortunately it was overthrown. She attempted to lay out that one, but she might have landed a bit too hard there. We see these players are actually running their hardest, playing their hardest here. Really reflects how much they really want this game. But also we want to remind all players to be careful, be mindful, and we don't want to see any injuries here. So with that, Falcons starting the disc. Nice catch there from the receiver back to the reset. In the crossfield, wow. And looking for an option but resets instead. Really patient this time.
It does seem to me that the Swift downfield defense is quite loose. Falcons have managed to send the disc downfield quite easily. And they are just right at the doorstep of the end zone. Swinging the disc, centering it. Sending it downfield again with an undercut. And it's a score with 11-10 to Falcons. I believe they will be playing to 12. So Jess, do you think this game will go into Universal?
Yet again, I don't know how to answer that question, but it seems that there might be a chance that they will go into Universal Point. And it's very interesting because they've been trailing on from the get-go, and we really have no idea who will actually win this game. So definitely stay tuned to watch and see who will actually be the winner of this game. And the Falcons signaling that they are ready to pull, and the pull goes up. Sangwa again with the disc. She's been dominating for her team and also anchoring whenever they need a reset. And she seems to always find the right spaces, the right time, and what a great interception by Falcons there. The chance for them to score. Will they be able to end the game here? This is getting very exciting. And attempt to lay out to catch that play, but the play was too short there, and this has flown up into the hands of Falcons. Play is ongoing really fast. No, you guys can't see us in the live stream, but both Vivs and I really excited to see what's going to happen, and we're really nervous.
What a layout catch earlier with the scoop on the disc. They are moving the disc towards the end zone, and the disc is up. There has been a miscommunication there.
It's really these times where it's really crucial not to overlook or simply throwing away. But I think there is a hand signal that signals a a timeout. Okay, it looks like it's been confirmed that there is a timeout call even though the timer has stopped. So each team will get a chance to call a timeout, and I think this is a good time for them to really regroup again and get their spirits up for the final push. Okay, and we're back to our game. Swift has started with the disc. And again, just to remind all of you that the score to end this game is whoever that achieves or manages to reach 12 points will win this game. So there is another turnover by a Swift player. Falcons throwing that to the sideline, struggling to find an option, and throws overhead to the receiver. Then now Shannon's on the disc, throwing back to reset to the hander. And a forehand forward throw to the Falcon receiver, and they managed to score that. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our game. So a fantastic contest between the two, very evenly matched sides, I would say. Credits to both teams, not just for the quality of ultimate, but for the spirit alone they've shown throughout the game. Although there were many calls, but I believe they were resolved very quickly and very fairly. So congratulations to Falcons. And the score is 12-10. Thank you for those online who's been supporting us. Please stay tuned for the next game that we will be covering in a later game. So next up on this field 2, it will be a mixed division game. So I will be staying on to be your commentator together with Chun, which he will join me a little later. But thank you again for tuning in and leaving all your comments, your support. We really love the energy. Continue to give us love and support throughout this day. Thank you, and we'll catch you in a few moments' time.